Hello and namaste. It's Jewel from Goddess Creative. How you going? Okay. I am recovering from cold and flu. I'm feeling so much better, but last week I was not feeling very well at all, and hence you were not getting much material from me. I wasn't producing many videos, so I thought I'd do a video today more about just an update and health. Yeah, so as you know, I'm in Bali, and normally, yeah, it is quite healthy here, and you too tend to eat a lot of salads. I eat a lot of fish and salads now, which is really, really good and really, really healthy. I think it was because I have flown. Often when I have a flight or I've flown and I travel, it causes a lot of stress for me. So I think that might have been it. Or I could have just picked up the latest whatever is going around. Probably the case too. And I'm fully aware that my immunity than most people's is so much lower. Because I do have an autoimmune disease. I do have Hashimotos, which I am not treating with mainstream medicine. So hence the reason that it's a little more challenging for me to be on top of my health. But I really am, particularly of the last 2 to 3 months, I have really been trying to be far more healthy than what I normally was before. So in saying that, just to get to Bali last year, and as you know, I started producing my videos again this year in, I think it was like February. I started producing more work again because I was feeling good and I was feeling like 100%. But last year I was really, really unwell. And that was to do with my autoimmune disease. That was because I had contracted 2 of the viruses because my immunity was so low. And it was also the repercussions of a really bad diet. So I did want to mention that. So I'm working really hard. So my bad diet was, I didn't eat a lot of junk food. I just never ever have. But my bad diet was being a bad vegetarian. That was my bad diet. Basically, not eating enough protein. And I think when you get older, and as you know, I am older. I have grown daughters. My eldest daughter has just turned 28. Yeah, amazing, and incredibly proud of her. She's climbing the corporate ladder. She's just started, and it was incredibly hard to get into this company. This company is called Canva, which you may have heard of, and one of the most popular companies to try and get a position at. So she's now working there, so very proud. So that's lovely. Back to my health. So I've been on this journey ever since to get very healthy, and part of joining the gym was part of it, and I've always done a bit of yoga on and off and continue to do so. But joining the gym has been, particularly because of my age, something that's really, really important to do, is to build that muscle again in your older age. And I didn't realise, and this is going back to being the bad vegetarian that I was, how important it is to eat protein. So I had no idea. So I know that now, and I'm obviously, so now I eat fish. Yeah, so I'm not keen for other proteins, but fish and vegetable proteins, I have a lot, and tofu and stuff like that. So I think that's made a huge difference to my diet. It's definitely helped my thyroid with the Hashimotos. As I said, I'm trying to manage it. I'm trying to manage it without medication. I did try medication. It's not that I'm against it, but it didn't agree with me and it made me unwell. I've had Hashimoto's since 2018, so a long time. But I actually didn't help myself, and it's taken me a really long time to learn how to manage it myself instead of ignoring the problem and thinking it's just going to go away, because it hasn't. So now I do take a thyroid support supplement, so it's more natural. Natural to me, supplements are a big part of my life now. They were last year, building up my health to get to Bali, because even though I was incredibly unwell, I had a lot of time that I had to start strengthening my health again, because I'd become so unwell, and just to be able to be strong enough to travel again. So I had to rebuild my health, and I did that through supplements and eating better. But it really wasn't only, so eating better as a vegetarian, right, which is what I did last year, and the end of last year, really wasn't only until this year, 3 months ago, that I started eating fish really properly. Before I might have had it, end of last year, I think I might have only had it once a week. Now I'm trying to have it nearly every day or every second day, which I think has made a huge difference. To build muscle, you need protein, and as you get older, you really, really need that for your health. It's not just for muscle for looking good, it's just for the whole structure and functioning of your whole body, because mine was breaking down with the Hashimoto's autoimmune disease, and everything was going wrong, including the gut, including moods, and just the whole lot of it. But I have managed it myself. So I'm not advocating that everybody should do that and you should go to your doctor, and yes, you should listen to what your doctor says, but I am probably one of those rule breakers, outside of the box kind of people that really doesn't like being told what to do, particularly from mainstream sources. So, and I always did believe that even though I had Hashimoto's, it was something I could manage myself. Now, in saying that, I don't agree with that for everybody, because my eldest daughter, she also has Hashimoto's, and she's on medication for hers, and she's managing it very well. And my ex-husband also has Hashimoto's, and he's managing it with medication, but has had to just increase his. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it wasn't right, and I am incredibly sensitive and intuitive. So for the first time in my life now, I would honestly say I'm really listening to my body. So I was unwell last week, so I just took that time. Normally, in my past, and particularly with this work, I wouldn't have been strong enough to do that. I still wanted to do things for people and make sure I was getting the job done, and I just let it all go. I really did, and I actually took 3 full days where I didn't work at all, which is really unusual for me. So now I really understand the importance of doing that and taking that time for myself. So I think it's incredibly important message that we all need to take on, particularly those that find themselves as, or feel that they resonate with the energy of empath. Because if you do resonate with the energy of empath, you tend to pick up other people's energies. You tend to want to be always making things better, always helping, always, doing your best. There's nothing wrong with that, but like sometimes it can be when you're sensitive to the extent of your own health. So learning to step back there, which is something, we're all on our spiritual path. This is my latest learning from my spiritual path, is stepping back and just allowing time for me. And I have been so incredibly blessed, and I'm so thankful, because I've been inundated with, not inundated, but I've had quite a few personal readings come in lately. 3 or 4. I've had some portfolio readings come in as well, and I've had coin requests. Now, I want to thank you so much and show my appreciation for your belief in me. And I would like to say that the people that have requested these are not new people. This is people that have been following my work since probably 2020, right, when I first started this channel. So they know my work, and they've had readings before, and they've come back for readings again, and so it's come full circle. And I just think that that's really beautiful, and I really appreciate you. I really do. So yeah, if you've got a reading in with me at the moment, I am doing the 2-for-1 deal with coin requests. Remember that, and that's only for the month of June. So we've only got another couple of weeks left. I am still working on this book as well. So there's always a lot at play going on all the time. I'm standing here in my sarong and bikini because it's so hot in Bali. It's beautiful, it's humid, it's hot, and I spend time cooling off, getting in my pool because I'm not using the air conditioning. And yeah, and in the background here you see, you're seeing I think it's a binaural audio for healing. And I run this kind of thing all the time. I just run it in the background. So that's what you're listening to there. I wanted to just give you a little insight of what I'm using and what I'm taking health-wise to renew my health. And so health, and I think as you get older, it becomes even more of a priority to you, that you just can't do the things that you used to do. And what I mean is drinking to excess like crazy. I mean, we still do it every now and again, but like not drinking so much regularly all the time, and not burning the candle at both ends, like overdoing it. So consciously aware of that, and I am very much into biohacking my body for anti-aging. So I'm very much in that stage. I'm one of these people, and you can see them all over YouTube. I follow them myself, that are into anti-aging. And I mean, one of the biggest ones is the work of the people that I follow, that I'm really into, and that I've only been taking for about a month to 6 weeks. I still got sick, though, even taking it, so I've been taking about 6 weeks. But I do think it's to do with my Hashimotos, and I do think over time, if I continue taking it, it is going to help me. Energy-wise, it's really helped me, and that is NMN. Okay, so that is the work of David Sinclair, and he is a proponent for that. So I've studied a lot of his work, and other people's work as well. So that's the reason why I take it. It's definitely given me more energy. So this is the one that I'm taking at the moment, but I'm about to change to the Do Not Age one. So, and I haven't tried that yet. So I'm still on this one. So I haven't been taking it very long. The other thing that I take, and this is every day now, which I think is really, really important, is creatine. And yes, it's for muscle building, but creatine is also for, I gave some to my dad, and he doesn't go to the gym, okay? So when I went home to Australia, I gave Dad one of these. Because there's suggestion that this there's been studies done that if this is given to older adults in nursing homes that don't even go to the gym, this will help improve their life, like help improve their health overall. So there's been studies done on that. So I find that that's really interesting. I take it every day regardless whether I go to the gym or not, and this one's really, really helped me. So yeah, I think that's really good. Another thing that I'm taking is the vital proteins. Okay, so I'm taking collagen and I put that in my smoothie. So currently in my smoothie, I will have a berry smoothie, and it's got protein powder in it. It's also got that vital proteins, collagen peptides in it. I won't go into all about the collagen because I think there's enough videos all over YouTube talking about the collagen. There's also enough videos all over YouTube talking about creatine as well. So I put that in it, in my smoothie. I put selenium drops in my smoothie. For anybody who is familiar or understands that selenium is one of the biggest things to help support your thyroid. So I do that. The NMN I take in the morning on an empty stomach, and one more thing I also take is Glycine NAC. There's been studies done on Glycine NAC. So I've been taking NAC for a long time, NAC, right, NAC. And NAC really is the building structure. It's the structure to help your body rebuild and repair and everything like that. So it's a really important compound that really aids health. But one of the things there's been studies on NAC and glycine together, given to older adults. And I'm really making myself sound old here, but it's something that I think we really need to start protecting and looking after your health when you get to a certain age. Well, definitely when you're middle aged, when you hit your 40s and 50s, it's something that you really should look at if you want to be feeling healthier long term. So that's why I'm taking all these supplements. So glycine is something that is so easily readily available. It's actually, you get it, it's in gelatin, but it's not the best form of having it. So I actually ordered glycine powder, which is actually, it's like a natural sweetener, and I have like a teaspoon of that in my coffee in the morning. It's really lovely. It's the only bit of sweetening that I need because I don't put sugar in. And I will also have a NAC, an NAC tablet, like a little bit before that. But the Glycine NAC together, that glycine and NAC, and I'm not going to pronounce the NAC, other people can pronounce it for you, but because I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I'm just giving you just as an average person, an idea of how you can biohack and heal your life, like heal your own health. So all these things I've only just started taking, so really 2 months tops, and some of them not even that. For example, the collagen, I've only been on it 3 weeks, if that, because I got it in Australia. Some things are more expensive here in Bali, and then other things are cheaper, so it's interesting. The glycine, for example, here in Bali is way cheaper, and I'm buying it as in, like, without it being put into tablets or anything like that, because it tastes fine. So as like Whole Foods, I have a lot of, like my protein powder, so you can get protein powder and I've got a whole lot of just powders and things from a place here in Bali called Soil Foods, which do like raw, supplements in like, you can also buy nuts, and you can buy teas, and you can buy So I'm back here. So this is the glycine, and it just looks like sugar. Okay, so I just have like a level teaspoon of this in my coffee in the morning. And I will also have one at night, but I will have it with a Moringa tea. Moringa, look up the Moringa, the supplement Moringa, or the Moringa plant, is incredibly healthy for you. It's really good at fighting inflammation in the body, which is something that those with any autoimmune disease will know. Inflammation is the one thing that we're fighting, that we have a lot of trouble with, and it could be inflammation in your gut, could be, you know, aches and pains in your joints and all that. So yeah, back to soy food. Oh, maca powder. So I put that in my smoothie sometimes, and that's chaga mushroom powder, which is really good for you. So you can look at all these up. I mean, obviously you're not going to take all of these, but these are actually quite cheap as in, you know, not being in a supplement that's a tablet or that's a capsule. So it's a cheaper way to have them. So for example, that glycine is like $3 for like 500 grams. So it's really cheap. And the chaga mushroom powder, which I have like a quarter, not even a quarter, less than half of a quarter of a teaspoon, so how do you say that, in my coffee, which is really good for the heart. It's really good for fighting cancer. Chaga mushroom, that one, I've got that from the Soil Food as well. That one was like, it was under $5 for, you know, a couple of 100 grams or something. So it's very cheap and it lasts a long time. So yeah, why wouldn't you? So in some respect, things in Bali are heaps cheaper, but then other things like the vital proteins, the collagen peptides, that's more expensive here than in Australia. So it's interesting, or maybe I think the collagen's probably cheaper even again in America, or the UK. So yes, I just wanted to give you a heads up on all these supplements that I'm taking. I am feeling so much better. I have just the tail end of the cold, and I am, you know, obviously I will get over that. Really, it'll eventually go away, especially as I build my immunity even further. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I'm building my immunity, not just for the physical aspects, which is, you know, the anti-aging community. It's a big community of people that are doing these biohacking their bodies on YouTube, and you can follow people doing it. I've just always believed in biohacking your body. So even though I've gone through a stint of ill health and I've never eaten a lot of junk food, I just believe that when I was going through my ill health, not only was the ill health was debilitating. Like last year, and I would say March last year, it was at its worst. 2022, yeah, was at its worst, because I got shingles as well, on top of the viruses that I had. And so that just goes to show how low your immunity is when you get that. And it's normally something older people get. So I've got to be super aware and super diligent about my health regarding you know, what I'm susceptible to. So hence the reason to try and biohack my health, not only to try and live longer and to look better, and it is that, but it's to feel better. So I must say, with taking all these supplements, as I said, I've probably only been on them 2 months, and some of them not even that. I don't have any pain in my joints anymore. I'm not getting the back pain. I used to get a lot of back pain, so I'm not getting that anymore, or knee joint pain or anything like that. So that's so lovely. And I think sometimes with older age, it's something that we just feel like we might have to live with. That's just part of life. Well, it's not. You don't have to. And I know that affordability is a big deal for a lot of people, but you know, you could try and look and source your supplement in powder form. Source your supplements in powder form, but obviously make sure it's good from a reputable source. But I find when you get it in powder form instead of the capsules or whatever, it is a lot cheaper, and you get more of it, last you longer. So that may be something you might want to consider for your own health. So yes, how is this helping me overall? I would say it's helping me in clarity as well, feeling happier, feeling more grounded. Even though I've come through the cold and I've got the tail end of a cold, it's fine. I think what a cold gives you, or any illness for that fact, gives you absolutely appreciation for your health and for life, doesn't it? It really does. So, I mean, those 2 or 3 days of feeling really shitty and not really wanting to lift my head off the pillow, I think, you know, coming through that and then feeling so much better, you know, you have to be careful that you don't go rushing out and doing everything again, where you overdo it and then you come crashing down, which I did too, the following day again. So it's just the awareness of that. So not overdoing it for yourself, and really grounding and standing in your own self of what is right for you, and your own health, not what is right for other people. So that's super important. And how do I feel now? Yeah, I feel so much healthier, even though, you know, as I said, I'm still recovering. I do feel so much healthier. I don't have the pain that I used to have, which has come from the inflammation from my disease. But I think this is the new energy moving forward, is about learning how to manage our own, be our own best friend, be our own doctor. I'm not saying you should self-medicate, but like I do, but you know, and you should listen to your doctor, but trust your own intuition when it comes to listening to anybody else in any field, in any arena. Get a second opinion, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, all my tests, of course, have come back many times. Yes, I do have a thyroid problem, and I do have the the issues that I do, but I'm going to combat it with all the supplements that I'm taking, my regular gym, my eating healthily, the main priority, and living a life that is stress-free. Very, very, very important. And I've never actually felt more grounded than what I feel right now. So that's really is lovely to say that. And to say that I feel really blessed that you're still with me, particularly my regular clients that were with me, you know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You know, I dropped off the radar and now I've come back, and I hope to stay coming back. I don't want to drop off the radar again, but we all know one has to, you know, take care of number one first. You have to, and this is such a lovely reminder for all of us, to give to ourselves first, because if you can heal yourself first, not just your health, yes, it's your health, not just your physical, but even the emotional, which is how everything radiates into ethereal, is from the emotional. So how we're feeling emotionally. If we feel emotionally drained, or we feel taken granted of, or feel like everything is too much, then it will become too much, and that will manifest itself in the ethereal, in your auric field, and eventually, if it continues on, manifest as a dis-ease, okay? Which is probably what's happened to me. going back, you know, when I look back to 2015, how I even, you know, it was just always doing too much and pushing myself and not listening to my body. So that's the big, you know, the big learning curve, this journey of life that we're on. So yeah, I really wanted to share this information with you today. I hope you appreciate it. I know it's nothing about crypto, and you know, life is not all about crypto. It is about your soul's journey. That's what it's about. And if you get yourself into the right alignment for your soul's journey, then everything else just falls into place. So yes, I'm on mine, you're on yours, and yeah, it is all going to fall into place for us, and we're growing and changing every day. So yeah, that's what this reminder was. As we go through anything that is contrast happening in our lives, whether it be a health issue or noise, construction, notice mine, it's nice and quiet, somewhat quiet. Yeah, mine subsided, which is great. Still got my roosters though, which is not overly great. But anyway, apparently they're going. As we go through anything, whether it's a health issue, whether it's people in our circle, even family and loved ones, that their energy is really challenging for us, if we can go through it, we will get to the other side, is what I want to say. But if we can try to go through it with ease and grace, appreciation and grace. It's probably one of my, you know, biggest tips I can say. And so if you can try and take yourself out of the emotional aspect of it, is particularly if you're feeling wounded regarding the situation, take yourself out of the emotional aspect of it and be the observer and look at it from the higher up, you know, further away, right? And be the observer, then we can see its overall perspective in a much better way, and we become the observer. But we can shift perspective in our own mind, which is really important, because you are not your mind, okay? You are not your mind. You are not just your body. You are not just your mind. You are not just your emotions, okay? You govern all of it. You are the conscious creator, okay? So we can view from a higher perspective. When we start viewing from that highest perspective is when we allow ourselves to tap into universal energy and call in our higher selves, okay? So all that is part of this growth journey of ours. Yes, okay. That, okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Beautiful souls, okay? And thank you again to those of you that have been following my work for such a long time, and you know who you are. And I want to do a shout out to William. I hope that you are feeling better. I know you're going through crisis right now, but sending you all my love and light that to help uplift you on your journey, and I know many of you may be going on through health crisis as well, much greater health crisis than myself. Okay, so I wanted to acknowledge that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Namaste.